Hey, what up dudes? My name is David and you're watching the 54th episode of Aspie with Attitude. For this episode, I'm going to talk about my early teenage experience when I came down with a video gaming addiction. I'll be discussing how this would have impacted my social development way back in 1993. This all going back to when I was 13 years old. Today, I am 39 years old and I'd rather be addicted to social media than be addicted to video games these days. And before I start the episode, and don't you forget that I have this happening, and that'll probably be the second last time I'll be showing this envelope, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Aspie with Attitude. Are you ready for another dose of Aspie with Attitude? How is though, it's time to put down your control pads, since for this episode I'm going to discuss autism and gaming. Video games, computer games or smartphone apps just involve so much hyper-focus, especially if you really want to try to beat the high score. As of today, I own 2 gaming consoles. All I have is a PlayStation 3 and a Nintendo Wii. I have certainly no intentions to sell or upgrade since I am happy to have these gaming consoles. And nowadays, I don't play much video games like I used to since I like to invest most of my free time running this YouTube channel called Aspie with Attitude. It's not to review any games. What I want to discuss is how gaming would affect people who are autistic. There are positive and negative stances when a person on the autism spectrum are addicted to playing video games. As is going way back when I was 13 years old, back in 1993, I used to have a 16-bit gaming console called Sega Mega Drive. The only games I had at the time was Sonic Hedgehog 1 and 2, and I only ever had one control pad. At that time, back in 1993, the graphics were so advanced since I previously grew up playing games on the Commodore 64. I used to never get off my Sega Mega Drive. This did raise an issue knocking off my gaming console since, out of my parents' concern, I had my gaming console taken away from me, confiscated. Regularly, I was put through gaming detox for sometimes up to 6 weeks. And now, according to the 2013 statistics for teenagers on the autism spectrum, 41.4% of autistic teenagers have spent their free time knocking off playing video games. And this compares to their neurotypical peers with 18% also coming down with gaming addictions. And now, speaking of gaming addictions, when a person on the autism spectrum spends their free time gaming, it could be difficult to get them off their gaming consoles. Well, from my personal experience, looking back when I was 13 years old back in 1993, I had repeated play on Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Always went through the same routines. Since at the time, it was definitely 16-bit graphics, not like what you experience today. And I could remember that one time I did play Sonic the Hedgehog 2 without once losing a life, collected all 7 Chaos Emeralds and finished the whole game for those who are familiar with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Well, instead of being a teenager who liked the latest bands such as Pearl Jam and Nirvana, yeah, it was the background music that I liked best. And during my gaming detox, I did actually listen to a lot of Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. Well, after a while, my mum used to always put me on paper rounds to water down my gaming addiction. Well, at least I got paid to buy myself a pair of inline skates just to get myself into the physical world. Well, as for my gaming addiction, this had made me socially impaired at the time. And around that time, I had a handful of toxic friends taking advantage of my social impairment, and they convinced me not to socialise with friends who didn't play much video games and did something else in the physical world. Well, certainly though, Sonic the Hedgehog didn't help me with my social cues. And now, it's been the last 25 years, video games seem to have gone heaps better. And there's always role-playing games can always help with social interaction. And for my PlayStation 3, I do have a Game of Thrones. And I do play it every now and then, just to sort of really chill out, not be addicted to it. And also, plus, my favourite game on the Nintendo Wii is the Mushroom Man Spore Wars. I just haven't played that game in a while though. And how we say, I'm not much of a Pokemon fan. Well, when I was trying to study the statistics for my episode, I had read up that Pokemon had been great for people who are autistic. Particularly, they'll get a chance to interact with other people who are interested in the Pokemon and have their social cues. Whereas at the end of the day, even with Sonic the Hedgehog, this could help people become aware of dangers around them. This would help to increase the perception, knowing when to react quickly, especially if they're out driving. And most other games would involve a lot of problem solving tasks. Well, the theory why most people who are autistic get carried away with gaming is that they don't have to worry about the challenges in the physical world, like when socialising with other people, understanding eye contact and body language. Well, spending too much time playing video games could definitely disconnect a person from the physical world, since that all video games are virtual reality and all computer generated reality. So having though, bear in mind though, even neurotypicals can also become addicted to video games. Well, since before I'd like to finish off this episode, if you have anything to contribute to this episode, any points I could have added in, please add down the comments down below, and please always like my video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and especially that I've got this happening at the moment. And before I like to sign off though, I always like to say, peace and respect from Aspie with Attitude. See you in the next episode and have a good one.